This week's opinionated question is asked, in your opinion, how did the United States help their allies win the Second World War? Well, the United States actually helped the Allies even before they got in the war with Pearl Harbor. If you start thinking about the Lend-Lease Act, Destroyer for Bases deal, now this is mostly first serving Great Britain, who was at that time the only one fighting Nazi Germany. But after the Soviet Union was invaded by Nazi Germany in June of 1941, they were able to benefit from Lend-Lease. And this leads into the industrial power base that the United States has. You could go into the fact that the United States created almost half of all the war production of all the countries that fought in the Second World War. That is huge. When you even take in point that General Motors produced more war goods than Italy itself. Near the ending of the war, you had the Manhattan Project that was able to produce the atomic bomb. And with the dropping on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, that effectively ended the war with Japan, and therefore they could cancel Operation Downfall, which will be interesting because this will almost lead into the next week's discussion when we're talking about the containment policy. There was also the strategic bombing campaign that the United States conducted and insisted, no, we could do this during daytime, even though the British gave up, and that started to really hurt the German industrial base and later on Japan. The U.S. Navy became a huge world power, and they had to fight on both sides of the Atlantic and the Pacific, since that was our two-front war. The code breaking the United States was able to do to understand the German Enigma code, but more importantly, the Japanese code as well. And I think it was also the war conferences starting with Churchill and Roosevelt and continuing on when they have the big three. And another thing that's also looked at, these war conferences and the ability of the Allies really to work very well together. Whereas if you look at the Axis powers, the Nazis of Germany, the fascists of Italy, and the imperialists of Japanese, they really didn't come together and say, hey, what's our overall plan? What's our overall vision? This is what the Allies were really able to do very effectively. And if you think about it, the cause for freedom and morality, they understood if we lose this war, our life, our belief system, everything is gone. We'd basically be in a state of slavery. So these are things that you can look at. You only need to focus on at least two and go into analysis. So have fun with this.